Recently, Elia Group has been exploring a new decentralised way to simplify the integration of electric vehicles, a move which will support the energy transition. It has been working on this with the Energy Web Foundation and BMW, a leading vehicle manufacturer. The team has been working on a proof of concept which involves the development of digital passports for electric vehicles. This means that these vehicles can be identified and will also help facilitate their connection to the grid. Now, to tell me a bit more, I've decided to join David Zenner. Hi, David.
Hi, Helen.
So could you tell us a tiny bit more about the role that electric vehicles can play in the energy transition?
Well, we look really at electric vehicles as a kind of big opportunity from a grid perspective. If we want to go for reaching the goal set out by Europe, going to net zero in 2050, if we want to, therefore we'll need to integrate even more renewables into the system. And then we will need flexibility. And those cars, those big batteries on wheels actually will be able to bring that flexibility, and that's what we'll need in order to be able to balance the grid. But therefore, I suggest to talk to Kai, who is our project leader on digital passports, digital identifiers.
Right, and I think he's based in Berlin, is that right?
He is, yes.
Okay, thank you. Looks like we're going to Berlin. Hi, Kai. So I've come to pick your brains today about the DLT Lab and digital passports. Can you tell us a bit more about what it is exactly that the DLT Lab does?
Yeah, so in the future we want to encourage decentralized devices such as electric vehicles, heat pumps or batteries to participate in the grid because we need that decentralized flexibility. At the same time, we have to lower the barriers of integration for these devices to make it user-friendly and applicable to millions of devices. So we started in 2020 with the DLT Lab and we're testing a new form of identification. It's called self-sovereign identity. We see a big advantage of this technology for the power and mobility sector. But let me show you how this looks in our proof of concept.
Okay. So what are we looking at exactly?
So this is our dashboard, and here you see two vehicles. And if you click on this vehicle, we see the representation of the digital passport of that vehicle. In this case, BMW sent us information about the vehicle that we can verify independently through that new technology. And BMW can now request access to a flexibility service that we have to approve. And we can approve that now for this specific vehicle or to all types of that vehicle. And that claim is then sent to the car, and that car stores it in its digital passport.
Okay, and can we see it in action?
Yeah, actually this car is today in Berlin, and I would suggest that we move to the charging station and meet the two other project partners.
Perfect, let's go. So earlier, Kai explained to us why digital passports are so important for Elia Group. Can you tell us a bit more why this technology is so important for a company like BMW as well?
A digital identity for the car will help us and our customers to create many innovative and forward-looking use cases. So one of those use cases is the one we have at hand. The vehicle, charging station and energy grid interact on the basis of trusted and verified identities. So I'm very happy that we have reached a first milestone in this project.
So Robert, can you just take us through the process?
Here, the vehicle and the charge point are both connected to Energy Web's open charging network, and that's where they can share their data with other parties. Most importantly, all the data stays with the vehicle, stored inside its digital passport, and we made all of this possible by keeping the user's privacy in mind, but also fulfilling industry requirements.
So Kai, I have one final question for you, if that's okay. What has this test demonstrated?
So today we demonstrated the potential of decentralized identifier. We were able to identify the vehicle and to share trusted data about it. And secondly, we linked it to a charging station and received metering data from specifically this vehicle. And by connecting both, so the vehicle ID and the metering data, we can now start with flexibility use cases.
If you want to find out more, head to Elia Group's innovation website.